Hello and welcome to Bella Star Astrology. I am your host, Stella, here to give the astrology horoscope for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be a lot of subconscious energy this month, a lot of energy around how you're transforming your mind. And we begin with Mercury going direct in Virgo on October 2nd. And this is going to hit your 10th house. If you haven't already been making a plan to maybe find a new job or find a new career, this Mercury direct sort of gives you that that energy. You've been having it on your mind as it's been going in retrograde, and the direct sort of gives you that permission to finally start thinking or even take action steps, whether it's building your resume or writing down what careers you are interested in to move into. Then Pluto goes direct on October 8th, and that's going to be hitting your second house. You've been going through a money transformation with this Pluto transit in your second house in Capricorn. And of course, what you want to do now that it's direct is clear your mind about how you've been taking steps to transform it and figure out a plan. Maybe the fact that Virgo is going direct in your 10th house means that you now have a plan on how you can earn more money or how you can transform your finances, create more stability in your finances. Although Pluto has been creating a lot of instability, maybe with this new direct movement, you could really gain some momentum in the area of your finances to create more wealth, right? Then on the 9th of October, the full moon will be in Aries. That will be in your 5th house. This is a lot of romantic energy for you. It could be that it ties into how you feel as a human being, just because the 5th house also represents our self-esteem. So this full moon could bring to an end maybe some hangups that you've been having romantically, or how you've been sort of connecting with your children to create more balance in those relationships. And the fact that it is a full moon means that something is in the works for you to transform. This month is all about transformation with the Scorpio energy going on, and this full moon is no different, especially in Aries. And it's going to be an interesting time to figure out what it is that you are trying to let go of in order to receive more of, right? Then Mercury enters Libra as if by chance, opposing this full moon on the very next day, October 10th. Mercury finally enters Libra, leaving the sign of Virgo. This is going to bring a lot of activity to your social 11th house. You might get more opportunities to hang out with friends. You might get more opportunities to create new social groups, to interact with new social groups, and integrate with new social groups. There also might be a change in technology, maybe an upgrade on a phone, or a way to sort of think about how your future is transforming, just because, you've got Pluto going direct in the second house, you've got the 5th house being activated in your self-expression, and finally Mercury entering the 11th. It could be that you're going to have to learn or grow into new technology that will help your career or your life in some way. Then, of course, we have the funnest day of the month, which is the 23rd of October, and Saturn is going to go in direct in Aquarius, finally leaving that retrograde period where sort of Saturn held back a lot of opportunities or things when it comes to how you are sort of expanding your social network, how you're creating more active connections with others. Maybe the fact that you haven't been as connected to your neighbors, your friends, your extended family finally comes to an end, and the Saturn direct allows for more opportunities for everyone to get together without that sort of restrictive or intense energy of Saturn in retrograde. And of course, on that same day, Venus enters Scorpio. This is in square to all of this Saturn energy in the 3rd house. In the 12th house, you have this major activation of Venus and the Sun entering Scorpio. And, of course, it's going to be followed by the eclipses and Mercury later on this month. But what you really want to focus on with this Sun and Venus energy is that there's going to be a lot more positive light in your health, a lot more energy when it comes to healing yourself, a lot more energy when it comes to creating more positive outlook for yourself. Maybe you're improving your subconscious mind. Maybe you find a therapist. Maybe you get out of your own way when it comes to the limiting beliefs that you've been building up over the years. And so this Venus and Sun, Venus bringing you some luck in this area, and the Sun highlighting and allowing some grace, some motivation when it comes to solving some of these issues of the 12th house. Then, of course, we have all of that happening on the 23rd, right? Saturn direct, Venus in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, all of it on October 23rd, followed by 2 days later, the new moon solar eclipse on the 25th. This is happening again in Scorpio. So something is transforming when it comes to your subconscious, when it comes to the way that you are believing in yourself or believing in the things, or even in your healing. Maybe some sort of improvement in your health comes about. Maybe you get some sort of opportunity to connect with people who want to, have like-minded principles and are helping you to expand your belief system, right? So this new solar eclipse, again, it's all about transformation this year between the eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, and this is the last in Scorpio for a while. So then we move on to Jupiter. Jupiter's going to go retrograde in Pisces on October 28th. This is hitting your fourth house. You've already felt this energy earlier this year when Jupiter was in Pisces. Now it's back, as if those themes of expanding your family, of creating more family opportunities to connect, foundations, even maybe connecting with your, mother, with your family in general, and a lot of good energy around that. That's what Jupiter is going to bring. But remember, it expands everything too. It might get a little bit overwhelming. It might be a little bit too much to be with family. And you might see yourself sort of like pulling back because Jupiter just sort of gets rid of all of the barriers to it, right? And I hope that you enjoy this time, just because it's always good to have Jupiter anywhere in your chart, but particularly in the fourth house in Pisces. It's in its own sign. So it's going to bring you a lot of joy and a lot of positive energy in that area of your life. Then on October 29th, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. Again, another Scorpio activation. You want to be fully aware of all of the things that have happened to you subconsciously or on a health level, maybe some healing level that has been coming to you. And Mercury is no different. Mercury is going to come into this house and bring your mind to the forefront. Maybe this is the time that you decide, I need therapy. Maybe this is the time you decide that you want to connect and create more positive belief systems around you and reinforce them with some activity, and think about more positive ways that you can impact your subconscious, or even create more, maybe you're going to start meditating, etc. Especially with Mercury here, I would always recommend, while Mercury is in anyone's 12th house, to have some meditative, energy around you. Look for ways to relax, look for ways to unwind. And also the 12th house activation is also travel. So there might be an opportunity for you guys to sort of step away from the everyday that you've been sort of dealing with and do some fun things when it comes to traveling, seeing the world, doing something where you're like in a spa experience, so to speak, and enjoy yourself. Anyway, we move on. And the final transit of the month, which is the most fun, Mars is totally going retrograde in your seventh house. This is going to bring a lot of energy to your seventh house when it comes to relationships. Again, Mars is a malefic planet, so be careful what you wish for. You might attract some crazy people, but also you might be more motivated to date. You might be more motivated to get out there. You might be taking it more seriously. Be careful with the people who might be messing with you, just because you will maybe attract those types of people, those negative types of entities when it comes to your dating life. And if you're already in a relationship, just be careful around the conversations you're having. Make sure you're using extra grace when it comes to what you say, thinking about your words, just because Mars can impact your love relationships in a negative way if you're already in relationships, or it can motivate you to maybe help your partner. You have two expressions, always the light and the dark when it comes to the planet's transits. So, of course, Mars is also in the sign of Gemini, and Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio. So there's a little bit of mutual reception between the two, sort of communicating that your subconscious mind with Mercury in the traditional house of Mars, Scorpio, is going to have a big impact on your love and romance. Maybe improving your self-esteem will help your love relationships. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am Stella from Bella Star Astrology. This has been the horoscopes for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for all the month of October.